Another secret of the desert is its women, behind veils which at times seem made of steel and which hide their face from the world. Untangling their mysteries is like following Ariadne's thread through the labyrinths of the Minotaur, veils which weave stories of solitude, renunciation and submission, and yet it is these confined women with all their encompassing gaze and their silence who weave the tapestry of life in this desert. Our association works with the community, but especially with women and children. For women, we have 2 training centers, here and in another village 20 kilometers away. In order to motivate these women, we are, on the one hand, teaching them to value their work, and on the other hand, to give them some independence with a small income. We do textile exhibitions. It seems like very little, but for women who don't earn money, it's a big thing. Many of the cooperation projects that are being carried out in North Africa have a clear gender perspective. And it's worth asking, to what extent are the women who are benefiting from these projects going to gain personally, going to gain in freedom?
Well, I look at this as a type of process, and processes have to start somewhere, sometime. We start with work, with sensitivity issues, with training, with teaching skills, and at the same time with raising awareness of capabilities, of possibilities, and in this specific case, for women. It's very likely that the first generation of women, the first group of women who experience this process, will have a double workload. This personal productive experience will be added on to the family-related workload, all the household work they do. But these are, we're talking about fundamental changes for women, and this process involves education and training, breaking from the closed circle of family life, from children, and from the community life of the village. Before, girls couldn't go to school. That was our tradition. Well, they could go, but their parents wouldn't let them. Girls used to be raised to work in the house. Nowadays, there are girls going to school, but only here. Most of them don't go to Rishani to finish their schooling. They stay here to help their mothers. They work in the kitchen. And when they're finished with that, they go looking for food for the animals. At 11 o'clock in the morning, they have to come up and make bread. Then at sunset, they go to get water. They go looking for wood to cook food. The poor things spend all the day working, so they have no time to go to school.
The last secret is that the desert freezes time. The image of dusk falling on this lagoon framed our departure with its metallic reflections. A mirage of emotions rippling across these newly born waters. The wasteland upon which nothing grows, transformed into a fertile Saharan delta, will remain intact in our memory, a reminiscence which time cannot blur. It was the image of a journey whose destination is always return, 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 return. And even though the water, following its designated course, returns to the depths of the desert, leaving behind its desolate prints of salt and sand, we know that this eternal moment facing the lagoon at dusk will forever be our secret.